Welcome to Near Misses Close Calls on the Runway. You ever watch a plane taxiing out to the runway and think about all the things that could go wrong? Most of us don't, we just want to get where we're going. But today, we're diving headfirst into those what-if scenarios. We're talking about the moments that make your stomach drop, the kind of close calls that aviation experts and armchair pilots alike dissect for years to come. These are the times when pilots' skills and quick thinking were put to the ultimate test, so buckle up because we're about to take off into the wild world of near misses. Our first story takes us to one of the busiest airports on the planet, JFK International. Picture this. It's a foggy morning, not ideal for flying, but hey, the world keeps spinning. You've got a packed 747 cleared for takeoff, and the pilot's already easing that throttle forward. Now, visibility is low, but the instruments are clear. Everything seems normal. But wait, hold on. Out of the fog, a shape emerges. Another plane, a smaller jet, is still on the runway. The tower screams, "Abort! Abort!" Hearts jump into throats, and the pilot of the 747 doesn't even think. He reacts. Slamming on the brakes, pushing those engines into reverse thrust, he wrestles the jumbo back from the brink. The smaller jet, oblivious to the near-death experience it just provided, takes off over the top, probably by a few feet, maybe less. This, my friends, is why they say experience matters in this business. Next up, we're heading to the city by the bay, San Francisco International. Now, SFO is notorious for its tricky winds and fog, but this near miss had nothing to do with the weather. This was pure human error. An Air Canada flight full of passengers ready to enjoy some sourdough and clam chowder is cleared to land. Everything seems normal, the pilots are following procedures, the tower's doing its job. But then the unthinkable happens. Instead of lining up with the runway, the Air Canada pilots find themselves looking down a taxiway. And not just any taxiway, one that's currently occupied by 4 other planes, all loaded with fuel and passengers, just minding their own business, waiting for takeoff. Now imagine the look on the faces in the tower when they see a giant Airbus A320 barreling down on a line of parked planes. Luckily, the tower does what it does best. They start yelling, "Go around! Go around!" they shout, and the Air Canada pilots, realizing their mistake, slam the throttles forward and climb back into the sky. Chapter 3, Toronto Pearson's Last Second Save. Our next stop takes us north of the border to Toronto Pearson, one of Canada's busiest airports. This near miss involves an Air France flight coming in from Paris on a busy afternoon. The pilots are cleared to land, the plane is on its final approach, everything seems routine. But as they get closer to the runway, something catches the pilot's eye. Another plane, a small private jet, is still on the runway. It's hard to say what happened. Miscommunication, a lapse in judgment, whatever the reason, this little Cessna is about to have a very bad day. The Air France pilots, with nerves of steel and reflexes honed from years of experience, make a split-second decision. No time to consult, no time to hesitate, they initiate a go-around. The Airbus, A380, all 555 tons of it, roars back into the sky, missing the Cessna by what can only be described as a hair's breadth. The passengers, most of whom probably didn't even realize they were seconds from disaster, cheer the abrupt change of plans, thinking they're just getting a bonus loop around Toronto. Chapter 4. Dodging bullets at LAX. Now, we all know Los Angeles is known for its sunshine and celebrity sightings, but LAX has its share of drama too. In this incident, we're talking about a near collision that could have had Hollywood writing a disaster movie. It's a busy Friday night. Planes are landing and taking off like clockwork. You've got a United Airlines flight coming in from Chicago, full of folks eager to trade their winter coats for swimsuits. Meanwhile, a Southwest flight is cleared for takeoff on the same runway. Now, I'm no air traffic controller, but someone messed up. Maybe there was a miscommunication with the tower. Maybe someone missed a crucial piece of information. Whatever the reason, these two planes are on a collision course. The pilots of the United flight, with ice water in their veins, see the Southwest jet barreling towards them and react instantly. They yank the plane up in a maneuver that would make a stunt pilot sweat, narrowly avoiding a catastrophic collision. The passengers on both flights, probably too busy posting selfies to notice the near-death experience, feel a slight bump and then continue on their way. Chapter 5. Heathrow's high-altitude hold. Our final close call takes us across the pond to Heathrow Airport, one of the busiest international airports in the world. This incident involves a British Airways flight arriving from Dubai on a foggy morning. The pilots are cleared to land. They can see the runway lights through the mist and they're guiding the plane down gently. But as they get closer, the fog thickens and visibility drops to almost zero. They're committed to the landing, or so they think. Suddenly, through the swirling grey, the shape of another plane emerges. It's a Lufthansa cargo plane, still on the runway after landing just moments before. The British Airways pilots, relying on their training and years of experience, know they have only one option, a go-around. With nerves of steel, they push the throttles forward, lifting the massive Boeing 747 back into the murky sky. The passengers, probably wondering why they're suddenly climbing again, feel their stomachs lurch as the plane climbs at a steep angle. Outro respect the skies. These incidents, as terrifying as they are, remind us of the incredible skill and composure of the men and women who keep us safe in the skies. Pilots, air traffic controllers, ground crews, they all play a critical role in making sure we get from point A to point B in one piece. It's a testament to their training, their professionalism, and their ability to perform under unimaginable pressure. Next time you're on a plane, take a moment to appreciate the invisible dance of technology and human expertise that keeps those metal birds in the air. It's a complex and often unforgiving environment up there, and these near misses serve as a stark reminder that even in the age of advanced avionics, the margin for error can be razor thin. Thanks for watching Near Misses Close Calls on the Runway. Stay tuned for more incredible stories of aviation.